Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt's adopted children reflect the couple's commitment to creating a diverse and globally influenced family. The pair adopted 3 children internationally, adding cultural richness to their household. Maddox Siobhan Jolie Pitt, adopted from Cambodia in 2002, is the eldest. Zahara Marley Jolie Pitt, originally from Ethiopia, joined the family in 2005. Their third adopted child, Pax Tien Jolie Pitt, hails from Vietnam, welcomed in 2007. The couple's decision to adopt internationally has brought attention to global adoption issues, shedding light on the challenges faced by children in various regions. In addition to their 3 adopted children, Jolie and Pitt have 3 biological children, Shiloh Nouvelle and twins Knox Leon and Vivienne Marceline. The family's unity faced public scrutiny during the high-profile divorce of Jolie and Pitt, bringing the adopted children into the spotlight. Brad Pitt's son Pax called his father a world-class a-hole who makes his 4 youngest children tremble in fear in an explosive Instagram rant posted for Father's Day 2020, DailyMail.com can reveal. The star has found it depressing to see this dragged up, according to sources close to him, who went on to rubbish the claims. But in a cutting post, Pax wrote, "You have made the lives of those closest to me a constant hell. You may tell yourself and the world whatever you want," he added, "but the truth will come to light someday." Then he sarcastically added, "So happy Father's Day, you awful human being." Angelina Jolie adopted Pax from an orphanage in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, in 2007. He was 3 years old and had been dumped as a newborn by his heroin-addicted biological mother. Brad formally adopted him the following year. When Pitt, 59, and Jolie, 48, split in 2016, just 2 years after they had married in a private ceremony in France, the children stayed with their mother amid reports of an altercation aboard a private jet between eldest son Maddox and his father. Now it is clear that the relationship between Pax and Pitt is also troubled, with the 19-year-old accusing his dad of making his life hell in the extraordinary social media rant. Pax posted the broadside at Pitt to the stories section of his private Instagram account when he was 16. He accompanied it with a photo of Brad receiving an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood 4 months earlier. A source has confirmed the private account does belong to Pax. It's the account he uses for friends from school mostly. He never says much about his parents, keeps himself to himself, so that was unusual. Pax did not say if there was a specific event that had set him off or whether it was a culmination of years of tension. In his post, Pax called his adoptive father a world-class ****, adding, "You time and again prove yourself to be a terrible and despicable person. You have no consideration or empathy toward your 4 youngest children who tremble in fear when in your presence. You will never understand the damage you have done to my family because you're incapable of doing so." Although Pax was the 3rd child after brother Maddox and sister Zahara that Jolie adopted, he is 1 year older than Zahara. The 4 youngest children, who he claimed Pitt made tremble, would be Zahara, now 18, and the couple's 3 biological children, Shiloh, 17, and 15-year-old twins, Knox and Vivienne. Jolie and Pitt met on the set of Mr. and Mrs. Smith in 2005, while he was still married to Jennifer Aniston. They insisted at the time that there was no infidelity, but after a picture emerged of them on a beach in Kenya with Maddox, Aniston filed for divorce. But their fairy tale romance fell apart in 2016, and the couple, once known as Brangelina, have been embroiled in acrimonious battles ever since. Their divorce was finalized in 2019, and although Jolie initially had full custody of the children, an agreement was thrashed out in 2021 that allowed Pitt to have them 50% of the time. But shortly afterwards, John Otterkirk, the judge in charge of the case, was revealed to have close business relationships with Pitt's lawyers. As a result, he was disqualified from the case, and custody was returned to Jolie, with Pitt allowed custodial visits only. Pitt was also investigated by the FBI and the Los Angeles Department of Children and Family Services over child abuse allegations following the alleged altercation with Maddox on a private jet 5 days before Jolie filed for divorce. Maddox is said to have stood up for Jolie during a fight between his parents. A source later told People Pitt had been drunk at the time, adding, "There was an argument between him and Angelina. There was a parent-child argument, which was not handled in the right way and escalated more than it should have." Jolie told authorities Pitt had behaved like a monster on the jet. Pitt was subsequently cleared of all charges and has since quit both booze and smoking cannabis, and was photographed attending Alcoholics Anonymous meetings in September 2016. Although neither Pitt nor Jolie have ever spoken publicly about the incident, Jolie told Vogue in 2021 that she had dumped Pitt for the well-being of her family. She added, "It was the right decision. I continue to focus on their healing. Some have taken advantage of my silence, and the children see lies about themselves in the media, but I remind them that they know their own truth and their own minds. In fact, they are 6 very brave, very strong young people." The couple are still involved in a contentious $350 million battle over Chateau Miraval, the vineyard they bought in France. Jolie sold her half to a subsidiary of Stoli Group after the plane incident because, her lawyer said, she was uncomfortable being involved in the sale of alcohol. In a filing this summer, she called her ex a bully who acted emotionally, irrationally, and ultimately illegally over the vineyard. He accused her of staging a hostile takeover of the business. Pax remains close to his mother and has been seen with her in New York, where she has been staying while creating her new Atelier Jolie line. He has now graduated from high school, choosing to skip the graduation ceremony to avoid paparazzi. Earlier this year, it was reported that he had become an artist, creating work under the pseudonym Emto. But the Page 6 story turned out to be a hoax. DailyMail.com reached out to Angelina and Pax's representative for comment, but received no response. Brad's rep declined to comment. The actor appeared to be in high spirits, despite news breaking that his son, Pax Jolie Pitt, had previously called him a world-class a-hole in a 2020 Father's Day Instagram post. "Happy Father's Day to this world-class a-hole. You time and time again prove yourself to be a terrible and despicable person," Pax wrote, per the Daily Mail. "You have no consideration or empathy toward your 4 youngest children who tremble in fear when in your presence," the now 19-year-old reportedly added. In addition to Pax, Pitt shares Maddox, 22, Zahara, 18, Shiloh, 17, and twins Vivian and Knox, 15, with ex-wife Angelina Jolie. A source close to the actor exclusively told Page 6 this week that the Oscar winner had no reaction to his son's resurfaced message-making headlines. "This is just unfortunate that people would keep trying to bring kids into things," the insider said. "It's been a long 7 years, and it's unfortunate when people unnecessarily raise issues from so far in the past, and don't take into consideration the impact it has on the whole family." At the time, Pitt was accused of being verbally abusive and physical with his children while wasted on the aircraft. He has denied the allegations. Soon after the incident, the Lara Croft Tomb Raider actress pulled the plug on their marriage, filing for divorce and seeking full custody of their children. FBI investigated the claims, but chose not to pursue criminal charges. Pitt, 59, has not been seen with his children since his contentious divorce with Jolie, 48. Last weekend, their daughter Zahara seemingly hinted that she wasn't on good terms with her father during her Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority induction at Spelman College. The college student introduced herself as Zahara Marley Jolie, leaving off Pitt from her name. The award-winning actor has chosen to have no reaction to the post. A source revealed more than 3 years after it was allegedly shared to Pax's private Instagram story in June 2020. The documents also claimed Brad grabbed Jolie by the head and shook her. At one point, he poured beer on Jolie. At another, he poured beer and red wine on the children, the papers further alleged, in addition to accusing Brad of being intoxicated at the time of the incident.